Guys, my hands are freezing, I must say. Losing a lot of blood. No gloves. It's early in the morning, like 6:10 in the morning. Got up early, decided to start working, help you guys out, give some knowledge. You never know where this stuff can go. And I'm planting seeds for future success in this channel on YouTube. And building a brotherhood on top of that, slowly and steadily. But let's find a place to sit. Just seeing where would be a good place. Maybe these logs. But I'd like more space. Okay, no. Alright, let's sit on that bench. We're not going to sit there. We're going to sit on that bench over there. And this is going to be a quick one. And it's actually about speaking with women, beautiful women in particular. And I want to talk about my experience. I could say a lot, but I'm going to make it a long story short kind of thing. Because I don't want to waste any of your times. Because I know time is valuable. Time is of the most valuable asset, so they say. You know what? Let's walk. I don't want to sit on one spot. I recorded two videos already that are like over 30 minutes as a whole. So I might as well walk, right? Walk around a few places. See how that goes. So, yeah, this video, see if I'm recording, of course, as always. That's going to be a tradition with all of my talking videos, seeing if I'm recording and whatnot, just to make sure I'm not messing up or anything, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's going to be about women. Nah. I consider myself a regular kid. Like, I'm not born special or anything. Never the handsome guy. I say that like I am. Like I am like the most good looking guy. I'm really not. Just I'm literally just a bold black guy who records videos. Happens to go to the gym, that's it. Let me put my hat back. 1 second. I'm gonna do this off camera because it's actually hard putting on my hat back on, holding a camera in my hand. You'd be surprised how hard it is, so give me a moment. I'll put this on. Keep it up. Don't mind that. Just two couples running, you know, with a dog as well. It's really wholesome. I just say keep it up there, like good morning. Very cool, really cool stuff. But yeah, I don't consider myself confident or what? No, actually no, I take that back. I do consider myself a confident guy, but I wouldn't necessarily class myself as good looking. And I kind of like, I changed my mindset into how I view things. Now in secondary school, as you know, if any of you guys hit puberty yet, you know, or being in that environment in secondary school, you know, okay, so a lot of the girls are really good looking. Really good looking. They start to develop a lot and they're really pretty. Now, I wasn't the good looking guy. I still don't consider myself good looking. I just have confidence and I go to the gym, so it just gave me the confidence of someone who is good looking, and you know, you get the gist of it. But yeah, a lot of these girls I found really beautiful in secondary school times, and I'd had a crush on damn near every single one of them. Obviously you wouldn't say it out loud because you just wouldn't, you're like low status and you don't want all that noise and like, oh, you know the gossip goes in school. You know how that stuff goes. But I was like, man, I always wanted to talk to these girls, man. I'll be real with you. I had such low self-image in regards to myself. Also being in the low class and everyone talking shit about you also. You had like sets in class, right? And I was in the low set. So I was like set 1, set 2, set 3, set 4. I was putting set 4. And I kind of made that part of my identity, unfortunately. And I didn't have a strong mindset, long story short. And then you got everyone else talking shit about you in regards to being in the low class. And I was like 11 years old at the time. So you can only imagine how that must have been for me. I had low self-image, low self-perception of myself. And the girls that I did have a crush on and wanted to speak to, I was too shy. And I remember I was so shy during those periods in my life. I couldn't even look them in the eye majority of the time. Obviously that changed when I was about 15, 16, towards the end of secondary school. But throughout the majority of that, I was so scared. I had such low self-image, I couldn't even look at a girl in the eye. Even when a girl would flirt with me, I wouldn't flirt back because I was too much of a bitch, long story short, and I was scared of what people thought about me. Which is really stupid now, because the people that are scared of what they would think about me, I don't even see them anymore. So it's like, I look back now, it's like, damn, you should have flirted with that girl, you know what I mean? This is such a broad talk, I love it. But yeah, this goes back to talking about girls. Yeah, long story short, the majority of my secondary school years, I was just really shy, and I used like my lack of good looks to be a reason to be scared of girls. Until there'd be a few moments in my life where I'd speak to a lot of beautiful women, despite being ugly. But what I thought would be ugly, looking back, I really wasn't ugly. I was just average looking, still am average looking. But what I realised is it's not so much about how you look, man. And that's not to say to disregard your looks, but it's more so the confidence and the way you carry yourself. And I've spoken to many beautiful women these past, let's say 3 years now, from like age 15 to coming to age 19, right? And I still don't consider myself that good looking. Now that's not to say girls don't find me attractive. I'd had a few girls in the past who found me attractive, who even had a crush on me as well, which I actually found crazy. But it's not necessarily just looks. Can't be one dimension and just focus on the physical, man. You gotta be like God. You gotta look at the heart. Just like how God looked at David's heart when he selected David to be the next king of Israel. And know the Israelites at the time, they were like, why'd you pick David, man? This guy's just a little kid. Why didn't you pick his brothers? They're a lot bigger and stronger than him. Why'd you pick the weakest guy? God looks at the heart. I know there's a Bible quote. I think it's from the book of Samuel, first book of Samuel. It was a very powerful quote. I forgot the entire quote as a whole, but I know it's a very powerful quote. I'm going to put it on the screen. It's about the heart, guys. And I picked that quote because it links to this video. It's about how you carry yourself, man. You can be average looking, but if you have the confidence, which I have now, you can do it. And yeah, prior to working in sales, you know, I had the confidence to speak to women. But when I did event sales, so you basically put a table, we were selling the products, I mean essentially crowd approach. When I started my first day in that sales time, I remember being really scared. All this negative thoughts in my mind. So I kind of used the law of attraction, and I was just hyping myself up. I was essentially spouting false things that never really happened yet. Well, I wouldn't really say it's false now, because like I proved myself and I did it. And what I was spouting was like, oh, we're gonna crush it. And what I noticed is when I took myself down in the past, have a lot of like low self-perception, I tend to attract that, and it would show in my personality, not being brave enough to speak to girls and whatnot. But during that time at work, having the same fear, but just having positive self-talk, this is why I said a few videos back, positive self-talk is good for you. I was just like, hey, we're gonna crush it. We're gonna crush it. That's what I did. So I was in the bus, scared shitless. It was like big central London, big place. Everyone's just walking. It was like rush hour as well. Rush hour would arrive. Summertime pushing into the winter. So you can only imagine how packed the place was. It was absolutely crazy. I was like, you know what? Fuck these negative thoughts. I thought, let's go after it. So the first thing I did, the first place we were actually put for the sales thingy, I think it was a place called Highbury, Islington. It wasn't the biggest place, hence why we moved. We took the bus, we went somewhere else. Then we went to central London. So I think it was like close to Tower Bridge, I'd say. Close to Tower Bridge. We went there, and I just said to myself, pressure, apply the pressure, code approach anyone. And I specifically made an effort to code approach the females who I found attractive in particular. Because yeah, it's one thing when you had low confidence, when I had low confidence, it's like, hey, cool. It's how would I phrase this without like sounding rude? I don't want to use the term ugly, but let's say I don't use numbers as well. Right. Alright, let's use numbers. You know, you got your 8s, you got your 9s and your 10s. I'd have an easy time speaking to the 4s, the 5s, the 6s. But it's like, whenever you get to the upper echelons, the 7s, the 8s, the 9s, the 10s, it's like, oh, your palms get a bit sweaty. You get a bit nervous. Your voice starts stuttering. And I essentially saw it as, okay, It's sink or swim. You either go after it or you don't. And I went after it, man, long story short. Simply just cold approaching, getting your foot through the door. And honestly, what I found during my sales job at that time, I approached so many women that time. I was essentially numb to so many hot women in general. I put hot because I think that's a struggle many of us men face. Well, I don't know about you, but at least I did. And this is coming from someone that used to always look at Instagram models and the internet, jack off the porn and whatnot, jack off the IG models. So maybe that played a factor in like lowering my self-image and like confidence in speaking to women, self-perceptions and whatnot. So I saw that sales job as an opportunity to break that, and I say I did because I speak to a lot of beautiful women effortlessly now, and I don't pedestalize beauty anymore, which is a really beautiful thing. So good, man, when you get to that point. My advice to you, I'd probably just say, give it a go, man. And don't be so scared of rejection because, bro, I spoke to so many beautiful women that day. Not that day. During that period of working in sales, despite it being like 2 weeks doing event sales, I learned a lot. Specifically talking to women, and I say that's what I got out of it the most. It's like, don't be so scared of rejection. I was doing it so much, cold approaching so much, you get numb to it. It's like, yeah, just people. You get in this flow state. A lot of athletes like to reference the flow state as like a state where you're so zoned in. There's like being locked in. I hear you. I'd imagine you heard that phrase a lot. Just being so focused on your craft that all these stupid thoughts, they don't really matter. That's the state I was in. Just locked in, flow state. I was in a flow state. I looked in. You just talk to anyone. It's almost like you're numb. It's like you're present, but I'm just trying to recall how I felt during that period. It's like you're present, but you're numb. It's like when I was approaching these women in sales, like all these, the hot ones. It's like, yeah, I had the confidence, and I wasn't even so in my head anymore because of all the reps. And I guess that's a lesson for anything in life. You put enough reps in, it's gonna feel second nature. And I feel like speaking to women now is second nature, especially when you go out a lot. There were a lot of women in my sales job as well at the time when I was working there. So I guess that played a factor as well. And I stopped jacking off at that period as well. I still don't jack off now, but prior to getting that job, I was jacking off a lot because I was sad because I was unemployed. So, yeah. That folks. But then the moment I started working, I was like, okay, I can't keep jacking off anymore. I'm going to be speaking to people on the daily. I got to look in. So yeah. And it's not even necessarily looks. And the biggest part also, this links back to what I said a few videos ago. I'm bold. So that's even a major step for me. And I mentioned being bold. To those who haven't watched my being bold for 6 months video, I'll mention it here. Being bold is a big thing. I hope you guys saw my face the whole time. I hope it wasn't my finger blocking. Even so, I guess the words matter more, right? The value of the video. Oh, my hands are freezing. And where was I? I forgot where I was. Damn. I think I said something along the lines of, oh yeah, it's not about the looks. Now looks do matter. You should take care of yourself, but it's how you carry yourself and the confidence you have. Yeah, I was talking about being bold. Yeah, I was bold as well. Every time I'm in a tough situation, I remind myself I'm bold. And I say that because I did something which most 18-year-old men are scared to do, which is to shave their head. I did that easily, effortless. I shaved my head. I've been bold for 6 months. Now I have been training. Sorry, pardon me. But now I've been training for like about 5 years, 4.5 years at the time. 5 years now. So I guess that plays a factor. You know when you're bold. You know when you're in shape and you're bold. That's a lot ugly. You know, it's better than being. Hold up, going to drop. But yeah, like I was saying, when you're in shape and bold, it's better than having that rather than being morning. Yeah, when you're in shape and bold, it's better to have that than be skinny and fat. And I'm not skinny and fat, and I was always muscular. And I know because people told me all the time in college and just outside settings, so it was very hard to feel shy, which is a good thing because they're confident. Even now, you see how I said good morning to that woman? She's just gone on the run. Past me, with the low self-image and the unhealthy mindset would have been so in his head, he would have, that's some shit. Oh, it's mad. He would have just looked, to say hi, to say hi. She walks past and and then you're like, oh, let me go back to what I was doing. That's bitch behavior. Sometimes you just gotta go. I'm a very simple-minded person. I'm blank-minded. I used to overthink too much. I don't anymore. I'm kind of just like, go, see what happens. If it fails, alright. I failed more times in this life than I won, so it's nothing new to me. That's the kind of mindset I have. So in terms of talking to women, go for it, man. They're not Jesus Christ. Stop pedestalizing them too much. I'd imagine you watch a lot of porn on Instagram. You look at Instagram models and pictures. So I imagine you're somewhat like me. In the past, I say in the past, I don't do that shit no more. Maybe times where you just feel so bored and you go on it, but then I get that quick realization, say, all right, that's not my personality. Let me stop. Get back to what you usually do. It's all about identity and how you view yourself. So yeah, that's me, man. So whenever I feel nervous around women, I let myself know, hey, at least you opened your mouth. Even if you see, at least you opened your mouth. Actually, let me I phrased that wrong. I let myself know I'm bold. And even if it don't go well, at least I had the boost to walk up to her when all of the other men were too much of a bitch and they were walking out. Because that's usually how it is. A lot of men, they just walk out a beautiful woman, they don't say shit. And the girl's probably hoping someone comes up to her, and that pretty girl that you think is so high and mighty probably just wants to have a normal chat. And I'm speaking from experience, guys. I've spoken to many beautiful women in my life, and I speak to them and say, okay, well, just a normal person that looks good. I don't see what there is to pedestalize. And I think this message is actually beneficial to both men and women. It's not me attacking, it's just me trying to help the women in the sense that you don't have to walk around feeling pedestalized all the time, which is a nice feeling. You just get viewed as an equal, like a normal person, like you're not some famous celebrity all the time. Easier to speak to. Because I'd imagine it's annoying walking out looking good all the time. It was like, yeah, I'm sure you get ego boost for a quick while, but sooner or later it just gets annoying. I guess the equivalent of that for men would be in shape. A lot of people would look at you a certain way. I get that all the time. But I always carried myself like I'm a normal person, and I still do. I'm just an in-shape guy. Well, in public, I'm just an in-shape guy with who speaks like a normal person. Because I always did speak like a normal person. I still do. I just happen to be in shape as well now. So it's like, I'm very easy to speak to. If you guys ever see me in the streets or anywhere, I don't say streets as in hood. I mean streets like London, the streets of London, anywhere, man, anywhere in the world. Say hi to me, man. I'm very easy to speak to you. Because I'm a normal guy. I'm a normal guy. Speak normally. You see me in real life, oh, this guy's actually genuine. Like, he's a genuine guy, man. You know? But yeah, I don't know if I got the message across well. But if I were to end it, and long story short, with everything being said, in terms of speaking to beautiful women, I mentioned beautiful, like I said before, because that's what a lot of us men struggle with, and me, I broke through that a few months ago. Maybe, I'd even say years, but obviously at times you fall back into the rut. Yeah, but current mindset and going forward, so, come on, man, we all the same, we all human, man. We all human. And you can't just personalize the outside. You gotta look within too. I'm gonna walk home now, but let me tell you another story, bro. I was thinking of just walking home, but it's a long way home, so I might as well walk and record till I get there, right? My college taught me a big lesson about women as well. There's a lot of beautiful women in my college. Bro, they were flipping beautiful. There was a lot of gorgeous women in my college. You would not believe it. My goodness. Damn, they were hot. Alright, sorry. But a lot of them had bad habits. A lot of them gossiped a lot in the library. I'd hear these gossips, man. I'd literally see a group of... This is not to say every girl is gossipy and toxic. But I'm saying I saw a lot. of like girls in the library in my college at the time. They'd go like, oh, I love you, love you. The moment the girl walks out, they start talking shit. And I was sitting behind and I'm like, oh my goodness, bro, these people are snakes. Oh my goodness, man. And a lot of them would vape as well. I remember I was in the bus coming home from college when I was still in college at the time. These pretty girls behind me, they're like, I'm not gonna tell my mum that I vape. I'm like, oh my goodness. I say this to say, we got a son, and we can't just look at the physical. It's good that I'm at the age now where I realise that I don't just look at physical sides of things. No, I'm not a slave to beauty, because beauty is one of the biggest drugs in the world, depending on your sexual discipline. It's not a drug to me anymore, but it had been in the past. You gotta look at both sides, within and without. Now that's not me saying to you guys to, get a woman who don't take care of herself, to get a woman to take care of, who does not take care of herself. I still think you should. Who doesn't want a beautiful woman? I do. I love a beautiful woman. That's why I got one in the future. See, I did there. But yeah, have a mixture of both. Best of both worlds, man. Someone who's beautiful, takes care of herself, is not arrogant or egotistical, and just has a good personality, man. But yeah, I end this video by saying, just give it a go, don't overthink. I know being the type of mindset you have is subjected to your personality. Some people like to overthink and that benefits them. I never think overthinking is good. I overthinked in the past. I'm only speaking from my experience, it never really worked. So I'm very simple-minded. I just go after it. Even if it don't work, hey, it's better than that guy that overthinks too much. I never get stuff done. So I just go see what happens. Go see what happens. Because there are many times I'd be in my head in terms of talking to women. I'd be scared of how it went. Sometimes I'd just say to myself, just go talk to her, man. Like even September times, I was in this job interview, and it was like another sales job, and we were doing this presentation thing on like stage, and there was this really pretty light skinned girl on the podium. I think podium was the wrong word. We kept looking at each other. Sometimes you can just sense when something has to be done in terms of conversation. We just kept looking at each other. I don't know why. I just sensed something. I just sensed we had to speak. We just kept looking at each other. I'm like, okay, now this is ridiculous. Now let me talk. Let me say something. She was a few distances away. All I said is, "Are you alright?" And she said, "Yeah." Guess what happened after that? She moved her chair towards me, started speaking. I mean, guys, I'm bold. And I was bored at that time also. I'm average looking. So it just really goes to show how much we overthink. Sometimes you just have to go, man. You just have to go, see how it goes, because you never know, man. We sparked a great conversation that day, and that's fun. So it's pretty as well. So hey, double win. Yeah, that's what I gotta say. I wonder why I titled this video. I will figure it out. Peace.